this is the GT Cup Group 3 race at the Daytona Road Course. As everybody knows, this is one of the toughest races in Gran Turismo. I do have the racing difficulty set on hard. Even if you have it on easy, it is very difficult. And if it's on easy, the AI cars, they race like super assholes. They will run into you just going down a straight stretch. They'll bump and run you into every turn. It's pretty brutal. But further ado, I was kind of brutal coming into the first couple of big turns like this one here. I dove in a little too hot, like you can see, and I went pushed wide, but I came back in and held 10th, so I gained a spot, saved it, and I came in really tough here, and I was a little rude to that guy. I think that the day I did this race, I was a little bit ticked because they had taken me out enough times. But from this point in, I kind of settle into the race. But as you can see, I come in, I hit first. I was a little wide on that one, but I usually brake and I'll downshift, not real rapidly, but I usually time my downshift. And I will hit first in some of these turns, but I come out in third gear before I accelerate. And I do that so my traction control is on 0, and the car will accelerate quite well. And on these long straight stretches, you need all the speed you can get. So there is enough torque. That's been one of the keys I found at picking up speed to catch these guys. I come in here, I bump third, I rotate, I let him by, I get into fourth real quick. As you can see, I'm coming out of that chicane real quick. And bam, just like that, I'm in third. I'm settled into the race now. I don't want anybody else out. I'm racing. And I'm not going to show the whole entire race. I'm going to show where I capture the lead and then stop, or explain how when I did bump him, but I didn't take him out. The guy's still fine. He's right on my tail. And it's catching this leader. He's in a Toyota Supra concept car. I don't know. I have the actual Group 3 GT car. It's kind of custom, but I trapped some pretty good times for the most part. I come into this turn, see my downshift, pop. I pop one and I jump up to 3 to accelerate out. And I'm able to come out without losing traction. It was the best way I could save the tires, because when you do pit stop, you do not have time to change tires. And if you don't take care of your tires in this race, you're in for a world of hurt when you get around lap 8 or 9 and your tires are gone and you're slipping and sliding all over the place. So yeah, that was one of the keys I used to win this race, was learning what gears to come out of these turns in. And this is where I catch this. I'm fastest in this chicane of everything. And right there, I get on his tail, I get below him, and I pass. From this point on, I keep the lead. And I'll let you guys come through another lap with me here. I do this in VR when I am racing, so you are in the cockpit. You know, I don't get this view that most people use. This is the view I have, but I can turn my head and see who's next to me and look around in my car when I'm in VR. See, I'm up in fourth. I don't go above fourth. I'll hit the brake there, downshift, pop, and I get to 1 to rotate, pop, up to third to accelerate. And I'll grab fifth. And I don't go above 5th through this area here. 5th's almost too much. Pop, 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 pop to 1. Rotate. I got a little squirrely. I think I just got over the mark there and rubbed a little grass, but I managed to keep it. You can see he's on my butt in the rear view. I come out, he does stay on my butt, but when I'm fastest is the final chicane. I can tear through it pretty good, and that's where I lose him. You know, I don't know. A lot of people I've heard complain, saying it's really hard to get through this chicane. If you hit the braking point just right, I wait right there at number 1. I downshift to 4th. Sometimes I grab 3rd for just a second and then up to 4th, just to kind of help get the car to rotate. But if you ain't got no traffic in the way like I did there, I just managed to run through it in 4th and I'll come out. And you can see in my rear view, he's behind me. They're gone. I run away. And my difficulty setting is on hard. If you do it on easy, the AI there, they race terrible. They will wipe you out all the time. The cars do not drive slower with the setting on easy. So I suggest doing it on normal or hard. They're just as fast, but on normal and hard, they race a little cleaner. Even though I was a little dirty at the start of this race. I settled into my groove and raced quite fine to the rest of this. I wait until the end of my 6th lap to come in to do my pit stop. I only grab enough fuel to finish the race. That's it. I don't fill the tank all the way up. You'll see the little diamond on your fuel tank as it's filling up. I get just past that little diamond point and then I stop fueling and I take off just to save some time. It's enough to finish the race. You don't have time to change tires, so you got to take care of your tires in this race. And so far, you can kind of see where I brake, where I downshift, rotate, and where I come out of these corners in, and that's been the best I can do. I use a wheel. I got a Logitech G923 and a Logitech chair, like using the VR2 headset. That's how I race in this. But this race plagued me forever. It was one of the hardest ones to do. And I watched another guy do it, and that was the technique. Was once you get into the turn and downshifting up with the car to rotate, it was to jump up to 3rd to accelerate me. But actually, you want to start accelerating in 1st or 2nd, and it just tears the tires up. And I run around with traction control on 1 or 0. In this race, I do believe I have my traction control set on 1, and then when my tires get a little worn towards the end, I bumped it up to 2 because I started feeling a little greasy coming through some turns. But I rarely ever go above 1 on traction control because it just sucks away too much time. I think traction control has its reasons, it's got its uses, but if you overuse it, it will plague your lap times. Because it reduces power, and then by reducing power, you're reducing speed. So try to use throttle control and use it as least as possible. I have no assists on. I don't use assists. That's that. Anyways, I'm going to stop recording this. Just from this point, I have the lead. Like I said, at the end of lap 6, I pit, get enough fuel, jump out. And I was way ahead of them at that point because they fill all the way up. And having an extra few seconds to go all the way up is what really sends me out in front of them. And I just keep racing the way I'm racing. And I finally won this event. The only solo event left in this game that I have is the Dirt Track Champions race at Colorado Springs. And God, this game's dirt racing sucks. It has the worst physics for dirt racing. But see, I'm up, boom, up to third before it accelerated. Anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to either